Hello and welcome to Beyond Budget. The ASUS VivoBook laptop line caters to a wide range of users, from the tiny and cheap VivoBook S to the VivoBook Flip, which is even smaller and intended for a wide range of contortions and use cases. The VivoBook Pro 15 is no different. In addition to packing some of the most loved features of the VivoBook lineup, it also combines portability and power to give one of the best laptops for multitasking and gaming for an affordable price. Our model of the VivoBook Pro 15 houses an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H processor, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, 512GB of solid-state drive, and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 processor. Before we go further into the review, please make sure to watch till the end of the video, and the link for the laptop is available in the description below, so make sure to check it out for more detail and the current price. Design-wise, the aluminum and plastic casing of the VivoBook Pro 15 strikes a balance between mobility and durability. The VivoBook Pro 15 feels tough and rigid when handled, surprisingly so, given how severely it undercuts the competition on price. Opening the display reveals no noticeable flex, nor does holding the laptop by an edge or corner cause the chassis to creak in protest. Flex can be found by purposefully twisting the display or hitting the keypad. In terms of connectivity, the VivoBook Pro 15 has 3 USB 8 ports in total. The first 2 are USB 2.0, and the third is USB 3.2 Gen 1. A full-sized HDMI port and a microSD card reader are also included. In addition, there is a single USB-C 3.2 Gen 1 port, but it does not support DisplayPort alternative mode or power delivery. The VivoBook will not be able to connect to external monitors through USB-C. Furthermore, because the HDMI connector is the sole dedicated video out, you'll have to make do with one external display only. Even the microSD card reader falls short, as professional photographers and videographers use full-sized SD cards significantly more frequently. A nearly full-sized keyboard with chiclet keys is found just below the display. The keys have a slim profile and are responsive, with decent travel, but the bottoming action is vague, and the keycaps feel cheap. This is where the VivoBook Pro 15's low price is most noticeable. A relatively small number pad is present, but the keys are too thin for fast key punching. Still, those who need a numpad will see this as an advantage. Overall, the keyboard does the job. The touchpad is mediocre. It's large enough and responsive, but the surface doesn't feel distinct from the surrounding palm rest. The VivoBook 15 houses a modest 720p webcam. It produces the blurry, flat image quality that Windows laptop buyers have grown accustomed to. At the very least, a privacy shutter is offered. The microphone array is better, picking up clear and crisp audio in most situations. Furthermore, the webcam lacks an IR sensor, so Windows Hello facial recognition isn't supported. ASUS instead includes a fingerprint sensor in the power button. In terms of audio, the built-in speakers are adequate. In most cases, they sound clean and crisp. However, they, like many laptop sound systems, become overwhelmed by heavy bass. Although the maximum volume is sufficient for use in a quiet room, it may struggle to compete with background noise. In terms of display, the OLED panels are finally making their way into laptops and, surprisingly, they're not that pricey. This trend advantages ASUS VivoBook Pro 15 OLED, which offers an excellent 15.6-inch 1080p OLED non-touch display at a reasonable price. It almost has a perfect contrast ratio, thus screen areas that should be black appear deep and rich, while those that should be bright appear vivid and brilliant. There is no visible ghosting behind moving objects, nor is there any blooming surrounding bright objects. Furthermore, the color performance is outstanding. The display covers 100% of the DCI-P3 gamut, 98% of the Adobe RGB spectrum, and 100% of the sRGB gamut. Color accuracy is also great. This outcome is far superior to that of some standalone monitors. In addition, the maximum brightness of the panel is 384.9 nits. That's great for most people, although it can appear slightly dark in a brightly lit space. In general, the display is excellent for color-accurate content creation like photo or video editing. Performance-wise, the ASUS VivoBook Pro 15 is powered by an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H CPU with 8 cores and 16 threads, having a base clock speed of 3.2 GHz and turbo clock speeds of up to 4.4 GHz. This CPU delivers respectable performance on par with Intel's Core i7 models. It can even outperform some older 10th Gen Core i9 processors from ASUS ZenBook Pro Duo. The processor is capable of handling everyday computing and productivity tasks. In addition, the ASUS VivoBook Pro 15 houses a 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, a 512 GB M.2 NVMe solid-state drive that can help with browsing the web seamlessly or running multiple softwares at the same time. However, the 16 GB of RAM within the VivoBook is soldered to the motherboard, making it unupgradable. If you want to get your pulse pumping by playing the hottest AAA games, the VivoBook Pro 15 has you covered. With its NVIDIA RTX 3050 graphics and 4 GB of video RAM, you can expect to play modern titles at their highest settings without lag or frame rate drops. Here are some of the playable games with their respective frame rates. In terms of battery life, the VivoBook Pro 15 OLED has a 63 Wh battery. Despite its modestly sized battery, the VivoBook did well in the battery test, lasting 11 hours and 56 minutes, which loops of 4K video in the Windows 10 Movies and TV app with the laptop in airplane mode. That's a great result for a laptop with discrete graphics. Of course, demanding tasks can drain the battery more quickly. An afternoon of video calls and light photo editing used more than half the battery in under 3 hours. You'll need to bring the power adapter if you plan to exercise the laptop's full performance potential. Before we conclude, we must mention why you should and shouldn't buy this laptop. You should buy this laptop if you want best value for money, buy if you want an excellent battery life, buy if you want a good productivity performance, buy if you want a superb vivid OLED display, buy if you want a high-quality hardware, buy if you want a rugged design. Don't buy this laptop if you don't want unreliable fingerprint scanner. Don't buy if you want a standard-size SD card reader. Don't buy if you want an upgradable RAM. Overall, the VivoBook Pro 15 is a reliable all-around laptop. It's powerful enough for serious use, as well as gaming, and yet it's not going to drain your bank account. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.